Good evening, students. So, students, we are in the last session of this chapter, chapter 11, that is ethics and terms of audit engagements. So, today we shall be doing the remaining part of this chapter and some MCQs and case studies. Today attendance is quite low, students. There are only 11 participants. So, I think people may be in the process of joining. We have started on time. So anyways, and one important information, students, that is next session, that is on 30th January. It would be on doing MCQs, case studies from all the chapters. Okay, so mix sort of thing. So if there are any queries, you can also ask. So it's going to be interesting, and although in the schedule the name of this chapter is mentioned against date of 30th January, but we shall be as we will be concluding this chapter today, so we shall be taking up case studies from other chapters, mixed case studies, MCQs, and your doubts also. Okay, is that fine, students? Drop a mail. So students, we were doing SQC1, and we had understood that objective of SQC1 is that firms establish a system of quality control so that, yes, Srinivasan, there won't be any revision class as such to my knowledge till date. If there is any, it would be hosted on the website. Okay. So the firms should establish system of quality control meant to ensure that the firms follow professional standards in engagements, and reports are prepared in accordance with regulatory and legal requirements, and these are appropriate in the circumstances. So we had also discussed that SQC1 outlines various elements of system of quality control which need to be established by the firms. So we were reading about different elements of system of quality control which have been enunciated in SQC1. So the elements which we had discussed were number one, assumption of leadership responsibility for quality control within the firm. Number two, ethical responsibilities, ethical requirements. Number three, acceptance and continuance of client relationships. And fourth requirement is about human resources. So there are total 6 requirements. Fourth requirement is about human resources. So what does this mean? So this basically means that the personnel which the firm employs to carry out its work, they are adequately compensated. There are proper policies in this regard. Proper training is taken care of. Orientation programs are held. and the firm's personnel, including engagement partners, they remain up to date with the latest professional developments all around. So this is the meaning of human resources, which is also an important element of quality control system to be established by the firms. Okay, so what does your module state? The firm should establish policies and procedures designed to provide it with reasonable assurance that it has sufficient personnel with the capabilities, competence, and commitment to the ethical principle necessary to perform its engagements in accordance with the professional standards and regulatory and legal requirements. So these keywords are very important, students, for you from examination point of view. Say you would have observed that SQC1 is harping again and again about the compliance with professional standards and regulatory and legal requirements. So remember these keywords. Okay, this would help you. So therefore, the firm has to ensure that it has got personnel with adequate capabilities, competence, because in absence of such persons, it won't be able to do justice to its engagements, and it won't be able to issue reports which are appropriate in the circumstances. Okay, so such policies and procedures should address relevant HR issues. So what are those HR issues? Human resources issues, including recruitment, which type of persons you are recruiting, compensation, persons, whether you are recruiting persons with experience, training, career development, performance evaluation. So there should be emphasis on continuing professional development of firm's personnel so that they remain updated about the latest professional developments. Okay, clear? So it was very simple, students. Have you understood it? Next element of system of quality control, human resources. Yes, students, kindly drop a mail. Yes, students, kindly drop a mail on BOS mails. And another important element of system of quality control is engagement performance. Now, what is the engagement performance, students? Now, as the name suggests, the engagement has to be performed in accordance with the professional standards. So there is a need for consistency in quality of engagement performance. And how this can be achieved? This can be achieved by having interaction with the staff, by making aware them of the latest developments, and by ensuring their proper supervision and training, and how the work is reviewed and how the work is documented. So all these things are part of engagement performance. So say some contentious matter, say in which there are differing opinions among the engagement team members, some contentious matter arises on which there is no single view, there are different points of view. So practically it can happen. So what should be the approach of the firm? So these matters should be resolved through discussion either within the firm or outside the firm. You can take help uh, competent personnel outside the firm to resolve any difficult or contentious matter. Like you can seek, say, the opinion of a professional body. Okay, say ICAI. Okay, so suppose there is some issue in relation to interpretation of some accounting standard. So if there is no clarity, or if some important issue has arisen, which is not capable of being resolved within the firm, so SQC1 says that discussion should take place either within the firm, or help should be taken from the outside, or help can also be taken from the expert professional bodies or regulatory bodies. Okay, so this is the meaning of consultation, which is a part of engagement performance. Okay, so why it is being done? It is being done to ensure that engagement is being performed in accordance with the applicable professional standards, and the report issued is appropriate. Okay. Another important term, students, which comes in SQC1 is, you can note down this term, it is also an important concept: engagement quality control review. Engagement quality control review. So in short, we can say EQCR. So what does this mean? So students, there are specific requirements for engagement quality control review as outlined in SQC1. So SQC1 says that when an audit has been conducted, then significant judgments which have been made in the engagement, on the basis of which, say, a report has been issued, these should be reviewed by an engagement quality control reviewer. By an engagement quality control reviewer, for taking an objective view before the report is issued. So obviously, engagement quality control reviewer is a professional, and remember that in case of listed companies, it is mandatory to appoint engagement quality control reviewer. It is mandatory, it is necessary in audit of listed entities to appoint engagement quality control reviewer. So engagement quality control review is mandatory for all audits of listed entities. This is a very important point, students. It is mandatory for all audits of listed entities. So what is the purpose of engagement quality control review? So this process helps to ensure a level of second check. Say now the engagement team has conducted the audit. Now there is engagement quality control reviewer who sees that whether significant judgments made by the engagement team, on the basis of which audit report is going to be issued are proper or not. So he takes an independent and objective view. Okay, so this appointment of engagement quality control reviewer is mandatory, is necessary for all audits of financial statement of listed entities. And in other cases, in cases which are other than audit of listed financial statement of listed entities, it is not mandatory. So what SQC1 says, SQC1 says that in respect of such audits of financial statements, EQCR can be appointed in terms of policy laid down by the firm in this regard. So the firm can fix on its own violation criteria that we shall be appointing engagement quality control reviewer for say certain thresholds. They can fix such criteria. So it is open for them to get EQCR appointed or not. But in case of listed entities, it is mandatory. Clear? So students, this concept of engagement quality control reviewer is again there in your CA final level, because this whole standard SQC1 and SA 2220, these are repeated at CA final level. Here at intermediate level, you are having only an overview, basic important things of these standards. So yes, students, tell me what would happen, say, if there is a difference between EQCR and engagement partner, just from your common sense point of view. What would happen if there is a difference of point of view between EQCR and engagement partner? Say EQCR makes certain recommendations, okay, and engagement partner is not agreeable to those recommendations. Then what should happen? Yes. Any responses just from your plain common sense point of view? Yes, students. Yes, Srinivasan, you are asking reviewer is appointed apart from appointment of statutory auditor. So obviously, this is a person, engagement quality control reviewer, like he can be another partner in the firm itself, Srinivasan, or he can be some experienced person from outside firm. Okay, so this is the just a part of the exercise, part of vetting the judgment of the engagement partner, of the engagement team, before the audit report is issued. See, this has to be carried out before the audit report is issued. That's very important, because once audit report has been issued, then the whole this relevance of EQCR is lost. Yes, Tambeshwari, I was asking, say the firm has appointed EQCR in respect of audit of financial statements of an entity, of a company, of which the firm is auditing. It has also appointed, say it has appointed another partner who is part of this firm as EQCR. Okay, like one partner, Mr. X, is conducting the audit and Mr. Y is EQCR. So if there are difference of opinion between Mr. Y and Mr. X, okay, then how should the matter be resolved? I am asking you this. No, Sanya, you are saying engagement partner should give reasons for his opinion. That's true. But what beyond that? Say if the differences cannot be resolved, then the report has to be issued in any case. Then what should happen? No, Srinivasan, you are saying it should be according to the rule and procedures of the firm. Yes, that is also partly true. Yeah, just imagine, just visualize. Yes. Anybody else? Yes, Tambeshwari, you have understood the question? No, no. Siva Ranjani, you are saying disclaimer of opinion. No, no. We are talking about two persons, one who is engagement partner, who is to sign on the report, and one is EQCR. Say he is another person, qualified person within the firm. He is also a chartered accountant. So his purpose is to just review the work, as the name suggests, engagement quality control reviewer. Okay, his work is just to make a broad review of the work done by the partner, say Mr. X, and he makes, say, certain recommendations. He say, look, I am not willing to accept um, your way of arriving at the conclusions. So how this difference should be resolved? Yes, Tambeshwari, you are saying both opinion, both of is better, but if one is contradictory to another, yes, yes, now you are right. Tambeshwari, consult another practitioner, discuss the common ground, they agree and work on them. Srinivasan, that's also partly true. So SQC1 states that there might be difference of opinion within the engagement team and with those consulted and between the engagement partner and EQCR. So the report should only be issued after resolution of such differences. These differences should be resolved. Now, I was asking what would happen if these differences are not resolved. So fair good, up till here, these differences should be resolved. But what if they are not resolved? So in case recommendations of EQCR are not accepted by engagement partner and matter is not resolved to the reviewer's satisfaction, the matter should be resolved by following established procedure of firm, like by consulting with another practitioner or firm or a professional or regulatory body. So partly both of you have written correctly, Tambeshwari and Srinivasan. Clear? So always remember these two things as far as SQC1 is concerned: consulting with professional and regulatory body and consulting with another practitioner or firm. Clear? So this much basic outline of EQCR is taught to you at intermediate level. So always remember two, three important things about EQCR so far as your exams are concerned. that appointment of EQCR, and correctly remember the name, Engagement Quality Control Reviewer. Now, reviewer is a person, and Engagement Quality Control Review, it is a process. So both, in short, we say EQCR. Okay. So it is mandatory, it is necessary for audit of financial statements of listed entities, and in respect of others it is not mandatory. Firm should appoint EQCR in accordance with the policy laid down by it, in accordance with the criteria established by it. Okay. And in case there are differences of opinion between EQCR and engagement partner, then those differences should be resolved by discussion. And if it is not possible to resolve those differences by discussion, then SQC1 says either go to another practitioner, take his advice, or go to another firm, or take the advice of professional or regulatory body. So, but the point is that before the report is issued, differences have to be resolved. Okay. So this is the process which has to be followed. And also remember that audit report would be issued only after the date of EQCR's report or EQCR's recommendations. After resolving, if these are acceptable, then it's okay, and if these are not acceptable, then after resolving those recommendations. Okay. Yes, clear, students? So there is another aspect, students, of engagement documentation, which you have already studied in your chapter 6 on audit documentation. So the part which you have read there is taken from SQC1. So probably I had taught you chapter 6, if I am not wrong. So it states that the firm should establish policies and procedures for engagement teams to complete the assembly of final engagement files on a timely basis after engagement reports have been finalized. So after the reports have been finalized, the final engagement file has to be assembled within how much time? Within a period of 60 days after the date of auditor's report, in case of audit engagements. Clear? So it is not that always remember, it is not that the documentation has to be done within 60 days. No, no, no. This is not its meaning. We have understood in chapter 6 that documentation has to be prepared as the audit progresses. Now, what this 60 days time limit is for? It is for assembling the final audit file. Like there may be certain loose papers, or certain cross referencing needs to be done, or signatures are not put, or papers have to be arranged. So these type of things. Okay. So policies and procedures should be designed to maintain the, so in respect of engagement documentation, policies and procedures should be designed to maintain the confidentiality, safe custody, integrity, accessibility, and retrievability of engagement documentation. So firm should have policies and procedures so that whatever engagement documentation is available is made, it is kept secured, it is kept confidential, its integrity is not tampered with. It is accessible when needed. Okay, when required, it can be accessed. So these things, for these things, there should be policy and procedures of the firm. So you have also read in chapter 6. So all these concepts you have already read in your chapter 6. These are again repeated here because these form part of SQC1. So if you remember chapter 6, although it deals with SA 230, but here in that chapter also, you would do well to remember that it is mentioned at many places that SQC1 requires these conditions. So final assembly of audit file, it is also part of SQC1. Okay, 60 days time limit. Yes, before the last lecture, I will upload. I couldn't find time, Pranav. I can know your anxiety. And there are questions today also. So I would be uploading questions of this chapter and bank audit. Okay. And Srinivasan, you are saying in other cases within limits, what is meaning of these statements? Say, Srinivasan, SQC1 applies to all types of engagements. Remember, be it audit engagement, be it review engagement, be it related service engagement. So it states that in respect of audit engagements, assembly of engagement files should be completed in not more than 60 days. And in other cases, in other engagements, within such limits which are appropriate. So SQC1 gives a leeway. Okay, it is silent on this time limit. Okay, as is appropriate. It says only that. So whatever the firm deems appropriate. Okay. So as you know, students, that engagement documentation is the property of the firm. It belongs to the firm, and the firm may at its discretion, however, the firm may at its choice make portion of the or extract of the engagement documentation as contained in the audit file, and it can make it available to the clients, provided that this sharing doesn't undermine the validity of the work performed or say the independence of the firm. And as you have already read in your chapter 6, that engagement documentation has to be retained by the firm for a sufficient period of time. So what is the sufficient period of time? It is 7 years from the date of auditor's report, or 7 years from the date of group auditor's report, if the group auditor's report is later than the date of audit report on standalone financial statements. Clear? These time limits you have to remember. These are also important from the point of view of exam. Many times questions have come from this area. Clear, students? So engagement performance is clear to you. Then there is monitoring. Last element of system of quality control is monitoring. So again, monitoring is just to monitor, uh, to keep a tab. You can say to keep a tab that all your systems which you have devised, these are working properly in accordance with the SOPs, in accordance with the guidelines, procedures which you have established in your firm, and it would include evaluation of firm's system of quality control, on a periodical basis that whether it is working properly or not. Okay. So these are six elements of system of quality control which are discussed in SQC1. So this quality control system has to be established by the firm, and students remember that SQC1 applies to all engagements. This is very, very important point. It applies to all engagements, be it audit engagement, be it review engagement, be it assurance engagements, and be it related service engagements, because of its emphasis on high quality. This quality control standard is applicable to all engagements. And now we come to students another standard on auditing, SA 220. So students remember one thing, if you have done SQC1, then SA 220 is just 10 minutes job. Okay, because all the requirements of SQC1 are on similar pattern as we have discussed in all the requirements of SA 220 are on similar pattern as we have just discussed in SQC1. So I had told you the important difference between SQC1 and SA 220. So SQC1 is applicable to a firm. Okay, the firm should have a system of quality control to ensure qualitative reports. Whereas SA 220 is applicable to a particular audit engagement. Like the firm has a system. Now, when you conduct one audit engagement, then you do it in accordance with the policies and procedures established in SQC1, but for that particular engagement, SA 220 would apply. Okay, so the name of the essay is Quality Control for an Audit of Financial Statements. So the engagement partner is responsible for the quality control of a particular audit engagement in accordance with SA 220. Because say if Mr. X is the engagement partner who is to sign the report for a particular audit, then he has to assume the responsibility for quality control in accordance with SA 220. Now the firm has built a system of quality control in accordance with the requirement of SQC1. Whereas when one particular engagement is taken, the partner has to follow those policies which have been established by the firm. But obviously the quality control procedures which are modeled in the similar lines for an audit engagement, these are on similar lines. These are contained in SA 220. Okay. So all the language is also similar and the requirements are also similar. Okay. So we will just go through it quickly. Therefore, SA 220 is premised on the basis that the firm is subject to SQC1. So this is very important, students. If there is no SQC1, then how an engagement can be conducted in accordance with SA 220? So SA 220 is structured on the basis that the firm has got SQC1, that firm has established SQC1. Clear? And SA 220 applies only to audit engagements. That is another important difference between SQC1 and SA 220. Whereas SQC1 applies to all engagements, whereas SA 220 applies only to audit engagements. Clear, students? Yes. Is this point, students, clear to you? This important difference in the coverage and scope of SQC1 and SA 220 is clear to you? Yes, tell me, guys. Please drop a mail. Okay, so that's fine. So again, the objective of auditor as per SA 220 are also on the similar pattern, similar lines, same wording. The audit complies. Here the word audit is used, and the in place of report, the term auditor's report is used. That's the only difference. Otherwise, you can very well see that wording is also same. The audit complies with the professional standards and regulatory and legal requirements, and the auditor's report issued is appropriate in the circumstances. Here. So SA 220 is modeled on the lines of SQC1. Okay. And all the responsibilities of engagement partners are also similar. So these were elements of system of quality control, more or less similar elements of system of quality control as discussed in SQC1. Now in SA 220, these becomes responsibilities of engagement partner, because in SA 220, engagement partner, it is the engagement partner who has to take the responsibility of overall audit, quality control for a particular audit engagement. Yes, Tambeshwari, it is right. SA 220 only for audit engagements. Yes, you are clear. Okay. So these are all similar requirements which we have discussed in SQC1. Okay. So there is, you can have a look at these requirements, and these are almost similar. Okay. So students, we shall discuss this question. Test your understanding 9. So read this question. Test your understanding 9. Yes, Manish. हाँ, unmute कर दो. Students, I am, yes, you have been unmuted. So we shall be discussing test your understanding, case study and MCQs. So if you have any doubts, you can ask on Zoom. Okay. So without seeing the solution, without seeing the answer, students, try to solve this. How you would write answer to this question? So I think answer would be obvious to all of you, but how you are going to give the reason, that is more important. Yes or no, you won't be getting any credit if no reason is given. Yes. So CAP is offered appointment as auditor of a company. He is offered appointment as auditor of a company engaged in providing tourism services. So the company is engaged in providing tourism services, and he is offered appointment as auditor of the company. So while making due diligence of the proposed client, so he has still not accepted the offer. So he is just inquiring about the promoters and all that. He comes to know that there have been raids on the premises of the company and residences of its director by National Investigation Agency. So that is an Indian premier agency, a National Investigation Agency, on suspicion of links with terror outfits. It has been followed up with searches by Enforcement Directorate hunting for illicit money trail. So there is a strong suspicion of tourism services provided by the company being a facade for terror funds. So it means that terror funds are being routed through this business. So the company is acting as just a front for terror funds. So should proposed offer be accepted by him? Why or why not? So answer is obvious, but what about the reasons? Yes, students. So what this gentleman, Mr. C, is doing, what he is proposing to do, what he is doing, and what should be his course of action? Give proper reason. Yes, Srinivasan, you are saying there is a search and raids made by NIA and auditor should not accept the offer, but why? My question is why? Where it is written?
Sir,
Yes,
this is
Kambeshwari.
yes, sir. It is, sir, SA 220 on the basis, and sir, it is criminal activity. So to indicate.
Yes, Kambeshwari, you are right. This is the proper reason. So before accepting a new engagement, students, the auditor, the chartered accountant, he has to obviously fact check about the integrity of the promoters, whether they are engaged in any criminal activities. So here these raids strongly indicate that they are engaged in some criminal activity. So when they are engaged in, when there is a strong suspicion that they are engaged in criminal activity, so the auditor should refuse the appointment. This is the proper reason. Clear? Yes, guys. Is the answer to this clear to you? Yes. So, Dilip, you are also right. So the point is that you have to state that where it is written. The word criminal activities is very important as stated in SA 220, which is again modeled on the basis of SQC1. So like you see in SA 220, information like integrity of principal honors, this have to be looked into. And what does SQC1 state on the basis of which SA 220 has been modeled? That with regard to integrity of client, the firm should consider following matters. With regard to integrity of a client, the firm should consider following matters. Which are the matters? Indications that the client might be involved in money laundering or other criminal activities. Now, terror funds can also be used as written, but you have to correlate it with the auditing concept. So terror funds is okay. That is plainly obvious, Srinivasan. But the reason is you have to correlate it with authoritative pronouncement. This is how you are going to get the marks. Yes. Yes. Any doubts on this question? Now let us see, test your understanding 10. Look this. Yes, yes, Ritika, you are also right. Yes. CA Arpita has joined a mid-sized CA firm. Now Arpita, he has accepted a job in mid-sized CA firm. She finds that partners remain too busy. Their partners are very busy. The firm is having heavy rush of work. Firm is proposing to accept audit work in areas in which it has no experience. Okay. The firm is proposing to accept audit of some entities engaged in emerging fintech sector. So fintech sector, so sector engaged in finance solutions using technology. Okay. So such audits may be requiring extensive use of technology and data analytics. So the company is engaged in fintech sector. So obviously it when you are going to audit such company, it require extensive knowledge of technology and data analytics. So however, the said firm, this mid-sized firm, it has no such capabilities and trained personnel. Discuss whether firm should accept such audits with reason. With reason. So here the answer yes or no is also plainly obvious. But what is the reason? Yes, Srinivasan, you are right. Any other student? No, no, Tambeshwari, you are writing wrong words. You are choosing wrong words. It is a performance of engagement, no except. It doesn't make any sense. It means you have to simply state that the firm has no capability or it has no capable persons to conduct such an audit, and therefore it should not accept such an audit. Okay, like acceptance and continuance of client relationship, information like integrity of principal owners, competence of engagement team, and consideration of necessary capability, including time and resources. This has to be considered. So again, similar requirement modeled on the lines of SQC1. So if you don't have the capability, so how you can uh, how you would do justice to the engagement, how you are going to issue an appropriate report. The company is engaged in fintech sector, and the audit also requires use of technology and data analytics, but the firm has no such experience, no capability also. Leave aside experience, it has no capability also. Okay. Yes, Ritika, right. Yes, Dilip, you are also right. So the point here is, obviously you are going to get full credit if you can correlate it with the relevant standard. If you write in general terms, you would get some marks. Okay. Say it is, you may get 1 or 2 marks, but to get full marks, you would have to correlate it with the authoritative pronouncement. Okay. So now read this case study, students. So first you read this, then you just have a quick look at it. So we shall read it together then. Just have a quick look, quick glance. Yes. So students, you have the first look. So let us read together. So Das and Company, a firm of auditors, it is a firm of auditors, is offered appointment as auditor of a company. So they are offered appointment as auditor of a company, a prospective new client. So the client is new for them if it becomes client. So that is why it is written, it is a prospective client. So this person, this company has the capability to become a client if the uh, offer is accepted. Okay. So CA Sukanya is one of the partners of whom? She is one of the partners of Das and Company. Is dealing with the new client. She is dealing with the new clients, discussing while meeting with the officers of the company. Sorry. She comes to know that Sushant, CFO of the company, was her classmate. Okay, that's fine enough. In fact, both of them had started CA together. However, Sushant had left CA midway due to repeated failures and tried his luck to pursue MBA finance from one of the leading institutions. So he had become CFO after leaving this course and doing MBA from a premier leading institution. Okay. So during initial discussions, it transpires that the company is going to launch new services in the field of weather forecasting. So company is going to launch new services like some private operators are these days doing. They are going to launch a portal, say, for giving weather related information, weather bulletin type. Like one is the government authority, Indian Meteorological Department, and there are other private players also these days. So such services would be available on the website of the company, and micro weather information would be available on payment of charges. So micro weather information, the weather condition in a particular area. Okay. So the company requests audit firm to be visibly associated with their marketing blitz. A company also wants that, look, we are going to launch a marketing campaign, and you are going to be auditors of our company, so you should also remain associated with our marketing campaign. Okay. Now, assume that the firm chooses to accept the offer and writes to previous auditor. So it is not saying that the firm has accepted the offer. It is saying assume. Okay. So assume that the firm chooses to accept the offer and writes to the previous auditor, Walker and Company to, so the previous auditor is Walker and Company. That was Das and Company. To advise whether there exist any professional reasons for them not to accept the proposed offer. So this you have read earlier also, that in case of audit engagements, the auditor has to communicate with the predecessor auditor, so that to tell whether there are any professional reasons for the incoming auditors not to accept the current audit. However, Walker and Company do not reply to the request of Das and Company. So they do not reply. Walker doesn't reply to the request of Das and Company. Okay. During preliminary discussions, it also became known that the said company has acquired all shares of another company. So provisions of law. So still this whole case study is based upon just discussion. It requests you to assume certain things on the basis of which question would be likely based. So under relevant provisions of law, financial statements of both companies needed to be consolidated and audited. Despite this knowledge, Das and Company failed to advise their client regarding audit of consolidated financial statements. Okay. The company also offers auditors contract for providing IT services pertaining to information system of the company. The company also makes an offer that we shall give you another contract for providing IT services relating to information systems of the company. So these are the questions. Now considering discussion between Sukanya and Sushant. Now who is Sukanya? Sukanya is EP, engagement partner. And who is Sushant? Sushant is CFO. Now both are known to each other. Which of the following statements seems most appropriate? Now in MCQ, students, there may be sometimes options which appear to be correct, but in the light of circumstances, you have to use your judgment, your understanding, and you have to choose the option which is most appropriate. Whether it is written or not, it is understood that you are required to choose the most appropriate option. Yes. And what should be the answer and why? Yes, two responses have come. Ritika and Gold Tea. Yes, students, please respond. 22 participants are there. Yes, students, waiting for your responses. Few responses have come. So please, students who are not responding, do respond. Yes, so most of you are writing correctly, students. The answer is C. This is the right option. The proposed offer should be accepted by the firm. See, like I told you that independence is a concept. It can be different in different situations. There is no straightforward answer to it. So merely knowing somebody is not legally barred anywhere. Okay, they are both friends. The proposed, so it does not as such affect the qualification of firm to be appointed as an auditor. Okay, so the proposed offer should be accepted by the firm. But the point is, say in the highest standards of independence, so Sukanya should herself disclose that look, we were together, we know each other very well, and therefore therefore my view can be prejudiced. So therefore it is better if the engagement team is headed by some other person, not by me. So we are going to accept the audit, but the team would be headed by some other person in the true sense of objectivity. Okay, clear? Yes, students. Is the question clear to you? Yes, students, please drop a mail. Is the answer and reasoning clear to you? Okay.
Sir,
Now see, yes, Tambeshwari, yes.
sir, in this case, familiarity threat also come. This is also reason for.
Yes. So all threats are affecting which concept? Yes, I think you are Pooja.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Independent.
independence. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Keeping in view the requests of the company to be visibly associated with company's new services, identify which type of threat is being faced by the audit firm. Now the company, we had read in the case study that the company wants the auditors to be visibly associated with their marketing campaign. Now, which threat is involved in such a case? Yes, students, we have while discussing the various threats, in fact, we had done such type of an example. Yes, only one response has come from Ritika. And students also try to understand the reason behind the answers, because in the exam you are not going to get this case study. So obviously the concepts would be same, but these would be given to you in different language, in different situations. So you had to be clear about the concepts, about the reasons. Yes, students, I want to see more responses from your side. Yes. So right answer in this case, students, would be advocacy threat. Option D. So why advocacy threat? Because if the auditor is associated with, is seen to be associated too closely with with a company, so in the impression of third parties may get an impression that auditor is not an independent person. So we had discussed two concepts of independence of auditors: independence of mind and independence in appearance. So this independence in appearance is due to the advocacy threats. Advocacy means to be so closely associated with a person, with an entity, so that you are seen to be promoting that entity. You are seen to be acting as a brand ambassador of that entity. Yes. Yes. Is the answer clear to you, students? Yes, Ritika?
Sir, good evening. Sir, just
Yes.
I want to ask, in case if it would be written that both of them know each other, then the answer would be familiarity threat, right?
Which question you are asking?
Sir, if it's a different question and the question is, in the same question, the question is they both know each other in the same
Acha,
case given.
you are talking about first question, question number one.
Yes, sir. Maybe in the first question that they are knowing
Yes,
each other. So if there's a question of threat in the first question,
yes,
that would be
yes.
familiarity threat.
Threat would be obviously familiarity.
Yes, sir. Same
Yes,
this question also. Only.
yes.
Thank you, sir.
And Ritika, one more important thing, like say practical situations are very complex. So threats in one situation, there may be more than one threat. Okay. So, but
Yes, sir.
obviously you have to choose that threat which is very dominant, which is predominant, which is the main threat. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Question number 3. So the previous auditors, Walker and Company, have not replied to communication of Das and Company. So remember, students, we have seen in the case study that they have shot off a letter to the previous auditors to tell them whether there exist any reasons for them for not accepting the audit. But the previous auditors, predecessors auditors, they have chosen not to reply to Das and Company. So which fundamental principle of professional ethics is not followed by them, by previous auditors? And why? Two responses have come, Pooja, Nancy. Yes. So the answer is B. You are writing correctly, students. Answer is B, professional behavior. Because such a behavior, such an attitude uh, brings disrespect to the profession as a whole. It is not expected from a professional. Okay. No, Golti, it is not integrity. Integrity means dealing with the client truthfully, not not issuing false reports, not certifying false figures. That is integrity. Okay. So here there is no question of client involved. The matter is between two professionals. The matter is between two auditors. Okay. Yes. Question number 4. Das and Company have failed to advise the company regarding audit of consolidated financial statements. Now, which fundamental principle is violated by Das and Company? Now, we have also done this similar very example in while we were discussing the fundamental principles of professional ethics. Yes, students. Which should be the answer? Which option is the right one? Yes, only 3 responses have come. Yes, students. So answer is obviously D option. This is the right choice. Professional competence and due care. This is violated because it says that you have to give um, right advice to the client in accordance with the applicable laws and regulations. So D is the right choice. Fifth, which of the following statements is most appropriate regarding providing offer of work of IT services by auditors to the company? Yes. If the auditor choose to accept the offer of work for IT services in respect to information system of the company, if they choose to accept such an offer, then it would be which threats would be involved? So students, see if the auditors accept the work of the IT services in respect of information system of the company. So as auditors, they have also to review the working of such a system. So when they are themselves providing such services, so obviously it would create a self-review threat. So the option is option A, because it would amount to reviewing their own work. So this hinges upon their independence. This is likely to hinge upon their independence. Clear? So all of you have written correctly. So I hope students that you have at least sufficiently understood the concept of independence and the concept of threats and the concept of fundamental principles governing professional ethics. So be clear in your mind about the meaning of principles which is written in your module. Remember all the definitions, because in case of any doubt, the material which you have learned and remember would come to your rescue. Okay. Yes, Tambeshwari, you are asking something.
Sir, I have doubt in sir. Can you say the keyword of the firm engagement audit and the audit engagement, sir? That your understanding 9 and 10, sir. They're different. Are to tell, sir.
नो नो, आप तांबेश्वरी आप हिंदी में पूछ लो, क्या क्वेश्चन पूछना चाह रहे हैं आप?
सर यही कि सर जो स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ ऑडिटिंग 220 और सर एसक्यूसी 1 के अंदर है ना सर, फर्म और फर्म पूरी फर्म की एंगेजमेंट और सर
नहीं,
एंगेजमेंट
देखिए SQC1 तो मोटा सा, देखिए आप ये बात समझिए, कोई भी फर्म है उसको अपने अंदर जो है, अपनी फर्म के अंदर SQC1 के हिसाब से क्वालिटी कंट्रोल सिस्टम एस्टेब्लिश करना है। ठीक है, ये तो SQC1 हो गया। जो क्वालिटी कंट्रोल सिस्टम एस्टेब्लिश करेगी फर्म, वो SQC1 के हिसाब से करेगी। आप जब कोई और जो एक काम करने का तरीका एस्टेब्लिश हो गया, वो सब टाइप की एंगेजमेंट्स पे एप्लीकेबल होगा। आप कोई भी काम कर रहे हैं, आप ऑडिट कर रहे हैं, रिव्यू कर रहे हैं, रिलेटेड सर्विसेज कर रहे हैं, वो किसी भी टाइप की एंगेजमेंट है, वो जो क्वालिटी कंट्रोल सिस्टम आपने एस्टेब्लिश कर दिया, वो सब टाइप की एंगेजमेंट पे एप्लीकेबल है। वो किसके अकॉर्डेंस में है? वो SQC1 के अकॉर्डेंस में। अब आपने कोई ऑडिट एंगेजमेंट करनी है, आप किसी कंपनी का ऑडिट कर रहे हैं, तो ऑडिट एंगेजमेंट, एक पर्टिकुलर ऑडिट एंगेजमेंट करेंगे किसी XYZ प्राइवेट लिमिटेड की या XYZ लिमिटेड की, तो वो आप SA 220 के हिसाब से करेंगे, जो उसमें की, क्योंकि SA 220 ऑडिट एंगेजमेंट्स पे अप्लाई होता है खाली, वो सारी एंगेजमेंट्स पे अप्लाई नहीं होता, वो एक पर्टिकुलर ऑडिट एंगेजमेंट पे अप्लाई होता है। क्लियर?
जैसे सर टेस्ट योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग 9 के अंदर सर टूरिस्ट सर्विस का दिया है, तो वो ऐसे 220 है। लेकिन सर जब टेस्ट योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग 10 को देखते हैं तो सर उसके अंदर कंफ्यूजन हो जाता है, क्योंकि सर वो बाद में बोलता है इंगेज इन इमर्जिंग फिनटेक सेक्टर।
हाँ, तो उसमें कोई कंफ्यूजन की बात नहीं है। देखो, SA 220 भी SQC1 पे बना है। अगर
यस
आप वहां पे ऑडिट एंगेजमेंट वर्ड यूज हो रहा है, तो आप SA 220 अप्लाई करो।
ओके
ठीक है, उसमें ये लिख सकते हो बाद में, SA 220 लिखने के बाद, कि जो रिक्वायरमेंट जो है वो SQC1 के बेसिस पे डिवाइस की गई। ओके।
ओके सर।
यस, और यस गोल्टी, यू आर सेइंग एडवोकेसी थ्रेड्स इंक्लूड लीगल सर्विसेज, राइट? नो, you are getting it wrong, Golti. What advocacy threat means, to promote something. It is not concerned with legal services. To promote something. I had told this when we are discussing this. Okay. So students, we shall be taking a break for 10 minutes and we shall be coming back after 10 minutes. So break for 10 minutes. Yes, Manish. Yes. Okay.
Sir,
Yes, yes.
all ready?
Yes, yes, ready.
ठीक.
Yes, welcome back, guys. So, students, now we shall do some MCQs relating to this chapter. Okay. So, yes, is the screen visible to you, students? So, see first MCQ. Which of the following is not a threat to independence of auditor? Which of following is not a threat to independence of auditor? Yes, Dilip, Ritika, Abhirami. Yes, students, very straightforward, simple question. Just your answers should come to such type of questions within fraction of seconds. Yes, so the obvious answer is peer group threats. It is not a threat to independence of auditor. 5 type of threats which we have read and which we have understood are, I am again repeating the names: self-interest threats, self-review threats, advocacy threats, familiarity threats, and intimidation threats. So right answer is option D. Okay. See question number 2. Now read the question, then we will discuss it. So Mr. A is auditor of a company since last 3 years. Mr. A is auditor of a company since last 3 years. During these years, nothing has come to his notice to doubt honesty and integrity of those charged with governance. While conducting audit for 4th year, he should do what? Fill in the blank. That is the appropriate statement you need to fill here, that he was satisfied in previous 3 years that there is no integrity issue with the management people are honest. Okay, so nothing has come to his notice so as to doubt the integrity of TCWG. So tell, while conducting audit for 4th year, he should fill the appropriate statement. Yes, 2 responses have come. Yes, Manish, unmute कर देना. Okay. Yes. No, Pooja, you are writing he should continue what? There is no such option. No, continue with the audit engagement. But you have to choose from the options given. Obviously, he has to continue with audit engagement, but what is the most appropriate option? Yes, students, waiting for your responses. Students, that's very bad. Only 5, 6 of you are responding. So this defeats the whole purpose of our interaction. Nobody is going to discredit you if you give a wrong answer. Yes. Yes, who wants to talk?
Sir, C would be
Sir,
the correct
the
answer.
answer is professional skepticism.
Please speak one by one. Yes.
Sir, C would be the correct answer. Maintain
Yes.
professional skepticism.
Yes. Who is speaking?
Sir, Pooja.
Yes, Pooja. Yes. C is the right answer. Maintain professional skepticism. Yes, Pooja, you are right. In Tambeshwari, how you are writing A? You are not able to understand the question itself.
Yes, sir. I am confusing two
नहीं,
options,
तांबेश्वरी,
sir.
इसमें कंफ्यूजन की क्या बात है? देखिए, आप 3 साल से किसी कंपनी का ऑडिट कर रहे हैं. यस, तांबेश्वरी, यू आर ऑनलाइन.
Yes, sir.
यस. तो ये कोई नॉइस है तांबेश्वरी आपके यहाँ से आ रही है, उसको बंद कर दीजिए.
Okay.
और जो 3 साल से आप ऑडिट कर रहे हैं, आपको कुछ ऐसा पता नहीं चला कि मैनेजमेंट में कुछ डिसऑनेस्टी है या कुछ है. आपका एक्सपीरियंस यही है कि मैनेजमेंट ऑनेस्ट है, इंटेग्रिटी है, मेंटेन्ड है. तो क्या आप जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन क्या कहती है? फर्स्ट ऑप्शन कह रही है डिसरिगार्ड पास्ट एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ ऑनेस्टी. आप टोटली उस चीज को क्रॉस कर देंगे. आप हर एक, इसका मतलब ये है कि आप टोटली मैनेजमेंट के रिकॉर्ड को, जो उसका पास्ट आपका एक्सपीरियंस रहा है 3 साल में, उसको डिसरिगार्ड कर देंगे. मतलब हिंदी का वर्ड यूज करें तो दरकिनार कर देंगे, आप उसको अलग रख देंगे. तो क्या ऐसा करेंगे? नहीं, वो भी एक इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, लेकिन आप अलाइव रहेंगे, आप मेंटेन करेंगे, अलर्ट रहेंगे. यू वुड मेंटेन प्रोफेशनल स्केप्टिसिज्म. दैट वुड बी द राइट आंसर. You would take into account the past experience of honesty and integrity of TCWG, but you would maintain professional skepticism. और ऐसा भी नहीं है कि आप 3 साल बिल्कुल आपने कोई आपका एक्सपीरियंस बैड नहीं रहा तो आप बिल्कुल आप निश्चिंत हो जाएंगे कि आप बिल्कुल प्रोफेशनल स्केप्टिसिज्म मेंटेन ही नहीं करेंगे और मैनेजमेंट के 3 साल के एक्सपीरियंस पे रिलाई करेंगे. ऑप्शन डी भी गलत है, तो ऑप्शन सी है. बाकी सब ऑप्शन गलत हैं. ये तांबेश्वरी,
Yes, sir. Now it's clear, sir. Thank you, sir.
क्लियर हो गया ना? ठीक है. यस. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3. Now it is straight simple. This type of question we have discussed while we were doing the contents of this chapter, and I would also ask from you the reason for making this choice, making the correct choice. I know you are going to answer the right option, but please also give reason in short along with it. So when you give reason, students, these are not required to be given in the exam, but when you are practicing, so if you practice with your reason and your reason turns out to be correct, then it adds to your confidence, it adds to your logic. Yes. So yes, only 2 responses have come. So I'll wait for a few seconds before before other Students also respond. Yes. So most of you are writing option D. So as I told you that you would be writing necessarily correctly option D, which is obviously the right choice. Now we shall discuss reason about why option D is the right choice.
Sir, because in precondition, it is here one point in where management should give unrestricted access to person.
Yes, yes, Pooja, you are absolutely right. So
In
students,
210, SA
yes,
210.
yes, you are right. So see, read the language of the question. Mr. X is offered appointment of audit of company for the first time. It is still offered. Now, if the management does not agree to provide unrestricted access to persons within the entity for obtaining audit evidence, what should be the proper course of action? So, first option is saying he shall accept proposed engagement and issue disclaimer of opinion. Next is he shall accept proposed engagement and issue adverse opinion. Third is he shall complain the matter to regulator. Fourth is he shall not accept the proposed engagement. Now, as Pooja is rightly saying, that it is precondition for audit in SA 210 that management has agreed to it explicitly that they would provide access to the auditors, unrestricted access to the persons within the entity for gathering audit evidence. So if the management refuses to provide unrestricted access, then what is the logic of accepting the audit? So the question of gathering audit evidence, issuing report, these come afterwards. So first thing is acceptance. So the answer is quite obvious, but you have also to ascribe the right reason for it in your mind, because the same question is again, these questions are not going to come in your exam as such, but similar questions in different situations, in different language would come to you with same concepts. Okay, yes, Dilip, you are saying also correctly. Abhirami, you are saying option D because there is threat to independence. But this is my first prerequisite. My first prerequisite has not been met. Why I should accept the audit?
Sir, could you please explain the previous one?
Yes, who is speaking?
Anil, sir.
Anil.
Yeah, sir.
Yes. What you are saying? Anil,
Sir, could you
the
please explain previous one? I'm
question,
confused with the
question number
options.
2 or 3?
Yeah, two, sir.
2. 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sir.
2 questions. Second question, say, the question was that you have acted as auditor of a company, say, for last 3 years. Nothing has come to your notice, which leads to believe that management is dishonest or it lacks integrity. So management is honest. Okay. So now for 4th year, what the question is asking you, what you should do, what should be your attitude. So number 1 option is disregard past experience of honesty. So you totally disregard your past 3 years experience of honesty with management, and you start to doubt every action of the management. Is this the kind of attitude you would maintain?
No, sir.
Because nothing has come to your notice which would like you to adopt such an attitude. So option A is gone, it's wrong. Now B is
Yeah.
relief from the need to maintain professional skepticism. Relief means to do away with. So would
Yeah.
you do away with the need to maintain professional skepticism? No, that is totally
No,
opposite.
sir. Yeah, sir.
So obviously you would maintain professional skepticism.
Okay, sir. Fine.
Answer is option C.
Yeah, sir. Fine.
Okay. Yes, Ritika, what you are saying? Your answer is right, Ritika. Third D, you have answered correctly. Very fast and quickly you have answered correctly. Yes. Question number 4, C. What is the meaning of term audit engagement? Very simple, but the examiner, the paper setter is trying to confuse you by interplay of words. Yes, what is the meaning of term audit engagement? So we have been reading audit engagement from chapter 1 till now. Two responses have come, Dilip and Ankit. Yes, students, give responses. I encourage you to give responses. So students, in this question also some of you seem to be pretty confused. So what is audit engagement? What is an engagement? What is the meaning of engagement? Leave apart audit. Engaging of a practitioner by a client. Now client doesn't engage practitioner. Practitioner doesn't engage client. It is the other way around. Client engages a practitioner. Practitioner doesn't go to the client. The auditor doesn't go to the client to say, give me the audit of your entity. The client comes to the auditor and he offers that you should conduct audit of our entity, of our company. So first option is, just by interplay of words it becomes wrong. Okay. And second option is, and what are C and D options? Sorry. It involves engaging an auditor by a client for audit of its financial statements only when it is required by law. So tell me whether audit is always required under law, whether there can't be a situation where an entity can get its accounts audited just for its own purpose. You have read it in chapter 1. Go to basics. Audit is a formal agreement or contract between the two parties. It may be necessary under law, but it is not always necessary. So what should be the right option? The answer is option B. It involves engaging an auditor by a client. The client engages the auditor. It is not the other way around. Auditor doesn't engage the client. Yes, Abhirami, you are writing correctly. So right option is option B. This is the right choice. Yes, any confusion? Yes, students, are your doubts cleared? Yes, Neeru Ben, you are writing A, and Abhirami, you are writing C. Pooja, you are also writing A. Yes, Pooja, is your doubt clear?
Sir, I have doubt about engagement means sir agreement होता है, तो agreement तो दोनों पार्टी के बीच होता है, तो
दोनों पार्टी के बीच में होता है, लेकिन वही वर्ड्स का इंटरप्ले है. देखिए, क्लाइंट जो है वो एंगेज करता है ऑडिटर को. आप ऑडिटर को छोड़िए, आप लॉयर के हिसाब से समझिए. अगर हम जनरल बात करें, इस क्वेश्चन की बात छोड़ दें, क्लाइंट लॉयर के पास जाएगा?
यस सर.
लॉयर तो नहीं जाएगा कि मेरे को केस दे दो.
नो सर. ओके सर.
समझ आ गई?
यस
ऐसे ही ऑडिटर का, क्लाइंट ऑडिटर के पास आएगा सर्विस प्रोवाइड करने के लिए, सब देने के लिए कि आप अपनी सर्विसेज हमें दीजिए. ऑडिटर नहीं जाएगा क्लाइंट. ऑडिटर कोई सॉलिसिट वर्क नहीं कर सकता क्लाइंट से.
अंडरस्टूड सर.
ठीक है,
थैंक यू सर.
यही थोड़े कंफ्यूजन होते हैं. देखिए ये स्टूडेंट्स, ये बेसिक बातें हैं. यही बातें मैं आपको समझा रहा हूं. जब तक आपके फंडामेंटल क्लियर नहीं होंगे, आप छोटी छोटी बातों में एक वर्ड इधर से उधर हो गया, आप उसी में कंफ्यूज हो जाओगे. Therefore, fundamentals should be clear to you. Yes, Ritika. Yes, you want to ask something?
Sir, can you please explain precondition once in Hindi, sir, please?
Condition 1.
No, sir, precondition, sir, precondition.
Precondition for audit.
Yes, sir, in Hindi, please.
Under SA 210. Okay. So under SA 210, one of the precondition is, हिंदी में आप बात करना चाह रहे हैं कि जो फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग फ्रेमवर्क उस एंटिटी ने अडॉप्ट किया है, ठीक है, वो एक्सेप्टेबल है कि नहीं. फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग फ्रेमवर्क क्या होता है? फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग फ्रेमवर्क वो प्रेजेंटेशन, वो स्ट्रक्चर जिसके हिसाब से फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स को बनाया जाता है. जब लॉ से प्रेस्क्राइब्ड हो तो फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग फ्रेमवर्क ऑब्वियसली वो तो लॉ की रिक्वायरमेंट है, वो तो एंटिटी को वही फॉलो करना है. अगर लॉ में प्रेस्क्राइब नहीं है तो ऑडिटर वो देखेगा कि जिस प्रेजेंटेशन में, जिस स्ट्रक्चर में ये फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स बन रही हैं, वो सब कुछ डिस्क्लोजर देता है, वो जो भी रेलिवेंट इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड करता है, ताकि जो ट्रू एंड फेयर स्टेट ऑफ अफेयर्स है फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स में, वो प्रेजेंट हो।
Sorry, sir, but I want to know the definition, sir. So
डेफिनेशन
the
ऑफ व्हाट?
meaning, the core meaning of precondition, it is writing as defined the use by management.
Okay,
So this
preconditions.
definition.
You want the
Yes, sir.
precondition means. So let us open the module.
Yes, sir. This is quite confusing for me.
No, there is no need for confusion. We are here to resolve your confusions. Yes, this is you want to understand. Na? Preconditions for
Yes, sir.
audit may be defined as used by the management of an acceptable reporting framework in preparation of financial statements, and the agreement of management to the premise on the which an audit is conducted. So there are two things. दो चीजें चाहिए प्री कंडीशन, दो क्राइटेरिया चाहिए प्री कंडीशंस की डेफिनेशन को सेटिस्फाई करने के लिए। एक तो जो मैनेजमेंट फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग फ्रेमवर्क जिसके हिसाब से वो फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स बना रही है वो एक्सेप्टेबल है। ठीक है, यहां तक क्लियर है?
Yes, sir.
और
Yes,
दूसरा
sir.
कि जो एजम्पशंस, जो प्रेमाइसिस, जिसके प्रेमाइस मीन एजम्पशंस, जिसके ऊपर ऑडिट कंडक्ट होता है, वो मैनेजमेंट को क्लियर है, वो उसको अंडरस्टैंड करती है कि ऑडिट का मतलब ये है।
Yes, sir.
ठीक है,
Yes, sir.
क्लियर?
So this financial reporting framework means that Ind AS, AS and all.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Ind
Got it.
AS and legal requirements, whatever, so that it gives complete disclosure. Yes,
Yes, sir.
everything,
Thank you,
it
sir.
includes everything. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
yes. Question number 5. Engagement quality control review is तो सिंपल स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड फैक्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन, कोई आपको इसमें सोचना नहीं है ज्यादा, सिंपल मेमोरी बेस्ड क्वेश्चन। Yes, only one answer has come from Tambeshwari. Yes, Anjali, Nancy, Ritika, Pooja, yes, all of you are right. So answer is mandatory for audit of financial statements of listed companies. So this we have read in SQC1. Okay. Essay 220 applies to, yes, again memory based question. We have just done essay 220 today itself. Question number 6. So Dilip, how you are writing answer A to 5th? It is mandatory for audit of financial statement of listed companies, not all companies. Make the distinction. Yes, question number 6. Essay 220 applies to Yes, answer is audit engagements. Option B. Ritika, how you are writing A, audit and review, where review comes? The name of essay is quality control in audit engagements.
Sir, by mistake I wrote.
Okay.
Write.
Okay. Do not make this mistake in your
Sorry,
exams.
sir.
Okay. So all of you have written correctly, audit engagements. Yes, question number 7. A direct financial interest in a client is an example of which type of threat? A direct financial interest in a client is an example of which type of threat? Question number 7. Yes, all of you are writing correctly. It is self-interest threat. When you have some interest in financial interest in client, financial interest in entities, so your self-interest is there. Okay, so it is an example of self-interest threats. 8. The essence of principle-based approach to ethics is that what is the essence, necessary, requirement? Yes, question number 8. Two answers have come, Tambeshwari and Ankit. Both are different. Yes, the answer is, the right choice is A. It requires compliance with spirit of ethics. How you are writing, Ankit? C. That is totally opposite. This is rule-based approach. That if it is written, then I will follow. Yes, Ankit, is it clear to you? The question itself is giving the answer. Number 9. There are two interlinked perspectives of independence of auditors. Which of following combinations is correct? Simple memory based question. Quickly, students, yes. Yes, so great guys. At least you have remembered the two terms. So this option is correct. Independence of mind and independence in appearance. This is the right choice. So at least during these sessions, you have been able to remember the words at least. Yes. Question number 10. And any deviation from ethical responsibilities brings disciplinary mechanism into action against erring chartered accountant. Which of the following is not likely to be a consequence of such action by ICAI? Yes, question number 10. So if a member doesn't uh, perform engagement in accordance with ethical responsibilities, then disciplinary mechanism comes into play. Okay. So which of the following is not likely to be a consequence of such action? If such a mechanism comes into play, then three options are right, one is wrong. Yes, obviously it is D. So these three actions can be taken by a regulator. Okay. Which of the following statements is false? False, you have to state. False. Three, it means three are right. About engagement quality control review process. Yes, 11th. Eleventh. Yes. And yes, three responses have come and all are correct. You are writing D. This is the right choice. But can you tell me, any one of you, why this is the right choice? Why option D is right?
Because sir, this is issue before the audit report.
Yes, this engagement quality control review process is undertaken before the audit report is issued. Here, after, this word is wrong.
Yes, sir.
If in place of it before would have been, then this option would have also been correct.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes.
Ritika, you are writing option B. No, it is, the answer is not B. EQCR is in fact dependent upon the risk. That report might be appropriate, might be inappropriate. It is dependent upon that risk. The extent of review is in fact dependent upon that risk. So this is appropriate. D option is apparently false, apparently not true. Yes, Ritika, is it clear to you?
Yes, sir, clear. Sorry.
Okay. Yes, see question number 12. Yes. Question on threats. Question number 12. Yes, all of you are writing correctly. Answer is option C, familiarity threats. Plainly obvious. See question number 13. During course of audit of a company, CA access doubts about reliability of responses to certain inquiries made by him from CFO. So he has made inquiries from CFO, but he has doubts about the responses which has been given by the CFO about the reliability of those responses. Which term is likely to convey above situation and how auditor should proceed in this situation? Question number 13. Yes, answer is C. This is the right choice. Professional skepticism. He is having doubt. So he is being alert. Therefore, he should determine what modification to the audit procedures are necessary. So still he has doubts, but he has not got the sufficient appropriate audit evidence. So he should modify the extent of his procedures and see how he can resolve his doubt. Yes, Tambeshwari, why you are writing A? Because he has doubts about something, then he should withdraw from the engagement. Answer is C.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Okay.
I think I saw more this accept to be. So the example.
Okay. Okay. Which of the following is not in accordance with the spirit of professional skepticism? तो इसमें आपको ये बताना है कि प्रोफेशनल स्केप्टिसिज्म का कौन सा मीनिंग नहीं है. बाकी सब ऑप्शन जो है 4 में से 3 प्रोफेशनल स्केप्टिसिज्म का मीनिंग कन्वे करते हैं, एक ऑप्शन नहीं करती. No, where it is written, it is beginning of audit, Goldie. Yes. Yes, 14th. Yes, the right option is B. Overlooking unusual circumstances. Overlooking unusual circumstances. This is not professional skepticism. This is the reverse of professional skepticism. Professional skepticism means that the auditor should be awake when everybody is sleeping. But here, if he is overlooking unusual circumstances, then is he being alert? The answer is no. Yes, question number 15th. Yes, question number 15, students. Observance of independence in all engagements is basic requirement for an audit firm. Which of following statements is not in accordance with the SQC1? Yes, guys, come on. Only Karan Kumar has responded. So even Karan Kumar, your answer is not correct. So the answer, the right choice is option C. Say whenever any breach of independence is observed, the immediate action is not withdrawal from the such engagements immediately. So the first of all safeguards the breaches. If there is any threat to independence is observed, any breach to any independence requirement is observed, then obviously the firm would take action to mitigate, to reduce that threat, to eliminate that threat. The question of withdrawal comes afterwards. So the right option is option C. Pooja, yes, you have written correctly. Option D, Golti, this is also a requirement of SQC1. Option A and B are also requirement of SQC1. Clear? Is that clear, students? Yes. So this is all for today, students. And as I told you at the beginning, that on 30th, day after tomorrow, it would be last session for your auditing class. And there we will be doing some questions, case studies, MCQs, and would try to resolve your doubts. So do come in good numbers. Okay. So it is not a specific chapter based session. It would be a general session. So although in the schedule it is coming as chapter 11, which might be get corrected in due course, but be clear in your mind what this session would be all about. Okay. So thank you, students, for listening and interacting with me. Thank you. Have a good time. Okay.
Thank you
Yes.
so
Okay.